Hello, this is Juan Gonzalez. I don't know what day it is, I don't know what time it is, but I do know you're listening to the Stretch It Out podcast.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
Hello, Juan.
Welcome back to the Stretch It Out podcast. My name's Nick.
Audrey.
And we're going to be your hosts for the next hour or so. Thanks for joining us here
have fun
in Podcastland. Welcome to Podcastland. Magical journey.
Land.
The journey's magical. The music makes it magical.
Music wakes me up, gets me pumped up.
Shout out to your friend Juan.
I know. When I first started, and it's like, hello. And I was like, hello. I wanted to automatically respond.
Well, because when we connected, I played that, and that's why you said hello.
Yeah.
Probably freaked you out a little bit, but
I was like, oh, we got Juan on the show? What?
Yeah, you're like, man, my brother's
Juan
gangster.
Juan is living in the heart of it, too. He's in LA.
It's rough there, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough. There's a lot of good news out there, though. A lot of good news.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that. That's what we're going to talk about, right? I mean, I know we're going to try to focus on talking about things to do at home, and what people are doing and what we're doing and how to pass the time and keep the right perspective, basically, throughout all this.
Keep your sanity.
Yeah. And provide different perspectives, right? Like my perspective, I'm father, married, right, with 2 kids, and fortunate to be working from home. And I think my wife's fortunate to be home too with the kids, but it's a lot of work, I think, for her. I think at the end of the day, she's twice as exhausted, if not more, just at the end of the day from trying to keep the kid. It's just crazy, right? And then your perspective.
I'm on completely other side of the spectrum, Yeah,
you're like trying not to lose those gains.
Oh, yeah.
It's just too funny. I've been seeing a lot about people losing their gains on social media.
Oh my gosh. People talk about it all the time. They're like, gotta get my gains. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay. I just want to be healthy. But no, I think I'm completely on the other side of the spectrum for you. Like you said, you got a family, you're working from home, all that stuff. And I mean, I'm out here in Vegas. I got laid off. I'm just literally waiting till all of this blows over to start regular life back up, I guess.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think everyone's still kind of adjusting to, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
There's this awkwardness, right? We just the other day we went to Lauren's house, or we did a drive-by, right? Like a little happy birthday parade.
Oh, it's sweet.
So happy belated again. Well, I said happy birthday, but happy birthday again to you, Lauren. And I think she's turning 26 or something, but we did like a little drive-by. It was cool. The kids, we made like signs and everything, but it was just weird because like we didn't know what to do. Like we were
go
driving
back around again.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're like, what do we do? Like, is it okay? Like if we go back, we're just like, I don't know. And we were following James, and he turned around and went back because we just followed him. And we went back, and we all kind of went back, and we're able to like see him and stuff. But it was still weird. I was like, this is just weird, know. And it's like you feel for people that have birthdays on the during this time. It's kind of like people joke about it on social media, but there's some truth behind that stings a little bit for some people, I'm sure. But but at the same time, I think it's cool that we all did what we did. I think that's awesome that I've got friends like that,
I mean, I just like seeing the fact that like people are able to pivot in the moment. So it's, can't have a party, but hey, we're going to drive by someone's house and still recognize it's their birthday.
It was awesome.
So
it was cool.
I actually saw that on social media because I feel like if we're older, and you got a birthday right now and your quarantine birthday, like, yeah, it's kind of a bummer because you don't get to spend it with your friends, but I think it's a little bit more impactful for like younger kids. So you have the children, because I saw it on Instagram where it was like a little boy's 6th birthday and he was so hyped up about it, and obviously nobody can come, and they did that whole parade thing, and I mean, that kid had a lot of people come to his party. There was like 30 cars driving down the street, and like the teachers, they all made signs. It was really cute. So I didn't know you guys had did that, but that warmed my heart up a little bit.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool because the kids were all, pumped about making the signs and stuff, and it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Like, that's the real fun. It was right there. It's just making all the signs.
Yeah, it was cool.
And then getting to show it off for the person that you made it for.
Yeah, like we didn't even like just do it on her street. We just paraded from our house like 6 miles all the way. Like we just paraded like we were hardcore parading. Like, no, I'm just kidding. We didn't do that.
You got the trumpets.
But that's how into it we were, because it was like, it's an event, right? So the kids were like, oh, we're gonna get out, we're gonna breathe the outside air.
We're gonna do this.
Yeah, so everybody's like super jacked, everyone's fully dressing, like head to toe. I think I did my hair. Like, no, I'm just kidding. I didn't do my hair.
Oh my goodness.
My point is, though, we all got crazy because we were all excited, to go see Lauren and say happy birthday and stuff. It was cool.
But isn't that funny? Because, okay, if we weren't in quarantine mode or social distancing, stuff like that, and you were to tell somebody that, they'd just kind of be like, well, why, why? What's so fun about that? But I think because everyone's in quarantine right now, it's like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. Let's do it.
Yeah, because if you did that before, it'd be kind of like, let's be real. Like if you did a drive-by in the past, it would be totally rude. Like that's like totally messed up. Like you're like, what did you guys do for Becky's birthday? Oh, we did a birthday parade. It's like, what do you mean you did? We just drove by like with a sign taped to the window, and we said happy birthday, and we all honked our horns, and like we all went and did whatever we wanted.
Yeah, afterwards, that's what we did. No birthday gift, no.
Yeah, so of course, you're right. Like the circumstances have to be, right. I think, suitable for something like that, right? And in this case, they are. But even still, right now, although probably, the more suitable of the two we're talking about, very awkward.
Right. It's just
like I said, it was awkward.
It's funny to think of things like, because that's what I've been doing lately, is looking at certain things where, if we weren't in this pandemic right now and we saw somebody acting the way that they acted, we'd be making fun of that or laughing or questioning it,
Yeah, it's perspective.
I shouldn't say, yeah, exactly. I shouldn't say making fun of. You shouldn't make fun of somebody. But it would, for me, like I question a lot of things where I'm like, oh my God, what is this person doing? And then I have to remind myself like, oh, well, I don't know what their situation is. You know, they could be going home because, I'm seeing... We went to the store and I'm seeing some things of like literally women just dousing each other in like Lysol and stuff because they touched a cart. But also, like I said, I don't know what their situation is. They could be going back home to their 70-year-old grandmother. So,
and that's honestly, if you're gonna make an assumption, I think that's the best one to make. I mean, you don't want to be extreme like that, I think, but it is the best one to make that.
Yeah.
I think in these circumstances, assume that everything you're doing is helping to protect the lives of people that would not be able to survive catching this.
Yeah. That's like my number one thing is like, I constantly think about that because have you seen the movie Pandemic? I'm pretty sure it's called that.
I don't think so.
Okay. If you guys haven't seen that, you should watch it. It was a movie that's much older though. It's got Morgan Freeman in it. It's great. But honestly, we watched that movie right when, back in February when COVID-19 was really starting to make its way over to us. Mm-hmm. And that movie helped me realize a lot of stuff about germs, and because I used to be a germaphobe, but I never really I didn't think of what my germs touching somebody else, and then from my germs from that person touching to someone else. How
Break it down for us. Break it down.
How just like how fast it spreads.
Hold on. Do you have a PowerPoint for this? Are you going to share your screen?
Oh yeah, here. You got Zoom, right? Just kidding. But think about it. I mean, a lot of people, it's not that we just didn't know, but it was just like we're naive to it, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing all these videos on Instagram of like nurses talking, because my whole thing is I'm seeing people go out with gloves, right?
Yeah. Big deal. Big deal.
Yeah. So they got the gloves on. They're going to the supermarkets, and I get that. But then they're touching their phone. And then they're putting their phone in the pocket and then touching more stuff at the grocery store. And then they're getting home and then they're taking the gloves off, right?
Yeah, and then they got to wipe off the phone.
Yeah, they never wiped out the phone.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of videos are coming up with. They're like, guys, this is cross-contamination. Just because you have gloves on doesn't mean you're safe.
Right.
But sorry, that was my rant, guys. Don't wear gloves and do cross-contamination.
I know. Isn't that gnarly to do all that work and like you didn't do anything?
Yeah.
Like that would be rough. But I still think it's always best to caution on the side of safety, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and
just
who taught us that,
it.
Nick? Who taught us?
Oh, Dad?
Yes. Shout out to Dad.
Shout out to Dad. What does that mean when we say shout out? I know that means like what it means to me when I say it, but when I hear it just as words, shout out to Dad, that just means like, hey, like for me, I'm like, hey, thanks, Dad. Like, you're awesome. Like,
yeah,
here's looking at you kind of thing.
Well, I always think of it like, okay, you're at a hockey game, right? And you're screaming on your guy. You're giving Fleury a shout out. You're like, Fleury, that's a shout out, right? So it's like when I say shout out to Dad, it's like me going, yeah, go Dad.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
But just without being so obnoxious in a social setting.
Yeah. So what we're really saying is, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, Dad, way to go.
Dad. All right, cool.
You're the man.
Yeah, Dad always was always like that. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Yeah. So I was always like freaking pack mule everywhere we went, we were especially, I was racing. Oh,
Sorry. Did you hear that? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're getting a phone call, so I didn't know.
Shout out to Roxanne. She's calling me.
It's awesome. She's like, I want to go to Podcastland. So she knows when to call.
She's like, I heard shout outs. Let me call.
I wonder if we could hear her on speaker.
Should I put her on? No, I'm not going to put her on the spot like that.
Oh man, yeah. That would be rough. Not for her. It'd be rough for me because I'd have to edit and stuff and post, and I'm just lazy. So
in both.
You guys have been getting straight up raw, like just recording. I think that's what it should be anyways, but I've listened to a handful of podcasts where, they edit things and clean it up, which I appreciate, honestly, but I think some people appreciate the unedited stuff as well. So
I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's legit.
It's like looking at the bloopers,
Yeah, it's legit. Now, if I ever accidentally like burp or something, and
or
I'm like,
choke on a margarita.
Like I forgot. I've done that before. Yeah, I probably should have edited that out now that I think of it, but
I feel like that was everyone's favorite part because I got a lot of people mentioning that to me. They're like, "Oh, the margarita."
Really, they liked hearing me almost die.
Yeah, you're their entertainment.
Really? They're like, man, he was really choking on that margarita.
But it's funny because there's been times where I mute my mic because I'm drinking and I'm so scared people are gonna hear me gulp. So I'll mute it
because
first,
your swallows are epically loud. Yeah.
Ever since we had the game, whatever it is we had up on the mic.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. Just the reminder of what we went through with your whole mic situation, Audrey. Wow.
Funny stuff.
Wow.
If you guys haven't heard it, it's on episode. What episode is that?
What episode is it? You sound so confident until towards the end of episode, episode.
Let me go into this doc real fast. No, it had to have been in episode 3 or 4.
Because who would know?
Chris.
Chris would know for sure.
Oh,
For sure.
guess what I got for Chris, actually?
What'd you get? Yeah, why don't you update us on this situation here? Everybody's dying to hear.
I got him a card to send the Starbucks gift card. And I'd actually...
Start at the beginning. Assume there's people that don't know what's going on here, because some people haven't seen the video either.
Okay, so for people who don't know, go listen to episode 8. Just kidding.
I know, goodness. It's so far back.
Actually, you'd have to go back to episode 1, I guess, to really understand it. Okay, so Chris was one of our very first... Actually, he was our first listener. And in our first episode, I threw in a secret word. And that word, what was it? Rainbow, I believe it was.
Well, he got it. He got the word.
Yes, he got the word. He DM'd me on Instagram, everything. He's the first one. And then I needed to get him a $25 Starbucks gift card. So I got him the gift card. But
when did you get him the gift card? Because you kind of just... You rolled right into that. I got him the gift card.
I got the gift card, I believe, on the 3rd episode. Okay. And then, I got him the gift card. And then it was the next week, I was like, okay, I'm going to send it off. Because every week I was like, I'm going to send it off. And then.
Yeah, we remember, right, Chris? Yeah. Chris.
Of course, Chris remembers.
Yeah, he remembers.
So. Anywho, I ended up, I put the personal message in there. Chris actually responded. He said, thank you. Actually, I should read what he said. Should I read it?
We don't know what you said to him, but that's okay, I guess.
That's right. You didn't go and take a photo with him with the card.
Yeah, that was my bad. Yeah.
Well, you would actually like the card.
And he even waited too. Chris, he even waited. He was like, I've waited 48 hours. I'm opening it.
Did it really?
Yeah. I don't know how many hours he waited. But it was, yeah. He waited.
Oh, my goodness. Well, so I did. Then I told everybody that I was going to do a video of me sending the card off as proof that I was sending it. All this stuff, right?
Right.
So in the midst of it, I was really excited because I had my camera ready. I was coming home from the store. And I got him a stamp, everything. And so as I was pulling into the gates in our community, I see the mailman. And so now I'm like, oh my God, I got to hurry up and get the camera ready. I got to send this off. I got to put the stamp on the card. So everything. So I shoved the card in the envelope. I put the stamp on there. Yeah. And I'm driving and I'm fumbling with my camera. And I finally get the camera on and I'm like, okay. I'm all proud of myself. I'm like, I'm sending the card off. This is proof. I'm doing my video to show you that the card is coming your way. And I send the card. And then the next day, I look down and I see that I didn't put the Starbucks gift card into the card. And that's when I knew I messed up. So now I have his gift card and it is in my wallet. And I was searching for a card, which, by the way, it's really hard to find just a funny card that's not a birthday or anniversary card.
That's just meant to be funny. That's not specifically because they're so specific now. You know what I mean? Here's divorce cards, here's third marriage cards. Here's birthday cards. Here's turning 60 cards. But you don't have
I swear.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I know exactly. You're just I just want funny that are just funny. I can give to anybody.
Yeah. And I was like, well, let me go look in the thank you section. But then the thank you section's super sentimental. They're like, thank you for being in my life. Thank you.
They're over the top. They're like, you are the wings from the angel on my shoulders. You're like, what the heck? This, no, I just want to say thank you to somebody. Goodness.
I knew the moment I met you, God sent you to me for a reason. And I'm just like, I just want a funny,
I'm thanking Doris for the food she brought to the potluck, right? I'm not thanking her for saving my life. Goodness.
And they all got, and I don't know why, but they all got flowers on them. So I was like, I don't want to send a flower card to Chris. And then if you go to a manly
Chris
card,
would appreciate flowers. I mean, It's kind
Yeah,
of
but I just
sexist
want
of you to think that he would not appreciate a card with flowers on it. I'm just kidding.
Should I change the card that I found then?
Totally kidding.
So then I go and look at like the dude cards, and all of those. They like I don't know who makes male cards, but talk about
It's probably a lot of
sexist.
beer.
Oh yeah,
A lot of
it's
beer.
like beer, farts, and hair. Like those are the main ones.
All right, Hallmark, if you're looking for a new card. What was that again, Audrey? What was it? Beers, farts,
and hair. Like I don't know
hair.
what all of it was like hairy chest. Like one of them.
Oh, okay.
Like
That's disgusting. The hair is really.
Before you open it, it like had like like you would feel it, and it was hair. And then when you open it, it was like a guy's back hair, and I'm like, really?
I don't know. That's good. That's good stuff.
So I actually went. Well, first I was going to Walgreens just because I didn't want to like fight the crowds at the grocery store, and I was like, "Oh, Walgreens would have like better card selection than the grocery store, because Hallmark right now is not a necessity or an essential business to be open." So I went to Walgreens first, and that's of course where I saw like all of them just horribly bad. And then I went to Albertsons or the Smiths that I go to, and of course they didn't have any. And I wanted it to just be like a good card. Like I was really on the hunt for this card that day.
And I'm glad you're telling this story because I'm as you're talking having a little more appreciation for you and maybe feeling a little bit more mercy towards you for having it taken so long, right?
For the secondary car part 2.
Yeah. Yeah. So continue. Sorry.
So then over by my boyfriend's house, he's got Albertsons. And so I was picking something up from there. Is that their logo? Is that their song?
That was their song. Yeah. Logo, I guess, yes, if in the world of music.
Sound logo?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
That was their little tune.
Brothers.
In the heartland. I remember Stater Brothers.
So I went to Albertsons next to his house. Yeah, and I went looking around. Couldn't find one there. Theirs wasn't like too bad, but like none of them just really caught my eye where I was like, man, if I get this card, it's gonna look like I didn't even try, But he's got a Walgreens right across like from his house, so we went in there and I said, let me just look in this Walgreens. Maybe this one's gonna be different. I go in there and I finally found one where I was like, this is nice. I like this one. The
moment
I could do this one. Yep. It wasn't something a little like it wasn't too girly, wasn't overly manly with hair and beer in it, so it's a good card.
Did you do a card hug? Like, when people, like especially girls, usually when they find something that they're like, oh, this is good, they do like the card hug?
I don't think girls do that.
You were like, I found the right one.
I held it up.
Cartoons.
I held it up and I ran to the cashier like I was Willy Wonka or like I was Charlie and I found the golden ticket. That's what I did. I ran through
only
Walgreens.
In cartoons, and they're like, oh, I found the right one. This is it. Maybe it's just me. And I was hoping somebody else did it.
Just you. So no, now I have the card and I have
I'm sure he appreciates all that. I appreciate it.
And the gift card is in my purse, but I am going to put it in the card and all I have to do is send it off now.
But we are counting. We are going to do like a total count from like the time you said you were going to send it to the time he actually gets the final piece of.
I want a photo of Chris with the Starbucks drink. with the gift card.
It'd be tough to do right now.
Or you know what? Just hold on to it. Just frame the gift card and put it up in the living room somewhere, or
No, I think. I think it's worthy of maybe a picture, and maybe that picture is then fridge worthy.
He gets the gift card and it doesn't have any money on it. No, I'm joking. That's messed up.
Oops, I sent you the wrong one. Right, that would be the next. That'd be the next thing. Like, funny story, guys. Tune in to episode 13. Because I've got some more excuses. I mean, some more details. And the plot thickens. Poor Chris.
We would lose Chris as a listener at that point.
No, I don't think that's possible.
So everybody, if you're new, that is the story of the card and the gift card to Chris. And watch out, because next video, will be tomorrow. I'll send it tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to post another video? She's promising a video on social media. Are you going to put it on our new Instagram? Let's talk about that.
Oh, guys, I'm so excited for this. I wish
I
we
am
had
too,
like a.
because I'm
I wish we had
terrible at social
buttons.
media.
I wish we had buttons that you can like click and then have it be like an applaud, like a crowd cheering.
Oh, we can do that.
We should make one
Actually,
of those, especially when we do the shout outs.
we
That'd
can
be awesome.
totally do that. Yeah.
So, guys, we're making an Instagram account today because I am so horribly bad at Facebook, but I'm really good at Instagram. So, we're going to make an Instagram account.
You're going to make it. Audrey's going to make an Instagram account.
You know, I got the first photo we're going to post too, guys. It's going to be of Nick.
Oh gosh, why does that got to be the first one?
Yeah, it's a good photo, Nick.
Okay, it's
a really good photo.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I don't think I'll post a photo of me for a little bit because, I'm still in quarantine mode, so quarantine hair.
Yeah, I'm in quarantine mode too.
No, you're not. You're in work from home mode. Then quarantine.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of.
See how different it is for us, though? Because, Nick, you're still working, right? So, Nick still has,
fortunately, so fortunate to be.
This is the, I wouldn't say it's a corrective perspective, but it's a different perspective. And I keep telling everybody, I'm so excited for when I have to go back to work, right?
When you get to go back to work?
Yes.
Another plug for Dad.
Shout out, Dad. I'm so excited about it because right now, right, I'm laid off along with 95% of Vegas, and we're all at home. And I mean, we're doing our workouts. A lot of people I know, for me, I'm doing home workouts. A lot of other people I know are doing like yoga from home and just like physically staying active. Like I've been going out hiking and stuff. But that's all great and dandy to be physically active, but it's a struggle to keep my mind active. And this is why I miss work so much at this point, is because work takes out anywhere from 8 to 10 hours a day, right? It keeps me focused. It keeps my mind constantly generating ideas or whatever it is that I'm doing. And then I'm exhausted from work, right? Or stressed out from it. And then I have such an appreciation to be able to sit down and watch like an hour-long episode of, I don't know, whatever movies or whatever series I'm watching. I have a much more appreciation for that because right now I think I've watched everything on Netflix. And I'm just trying to stay busy at this point. So this is what's different. Like I said, I'm on one side of the spectrum and Nick is completely on the other because Nick is still able to be stressed out from work to take up 8 hours or 10 hours of his day every day.
It's weird, right? To be like,
I'm trying to fill in that void.
Yeah, like where one guy's going, dang, all I'm doing is swimming through all this trash. Another guy from across the way is going, look at that guy swimming through all that treasure. I want to be that guy.
That's what I feel like. I'm like, take me back to when I was stressed out about work and not sleeping some nights. give that back to me.
Heck yeah. No, honestly, it's an interesting thing, what you're saying, what you're sharing there, because I think a lot of people can relate to that right now. And it does make sense to me, even on my side of that. I'm like, that's kind of crazy to think. It helps me keep it in perspective,
Yeah.
Hearing your perspective, like, oh, I can't wait. It just kind of, for me, I'm like, man, like I should feel very fortunate, very blessed to have what I have, this, the good, the bad, and the ugly, whatever, but I'm working. Right. So
yeah,
very blessed that I get to be working from home.
But it's also like we were talking about, it's weird, right? Like none of us
It is weird. It's different.
Nobody on this planet has lived through something with like this, like global magnitude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, okay, so we had when was the Ebola outbreak?
I'm not super good at history.
Okay. Well, I remember the Ebola outbreak, but if
Not
you
like an
think about
expert,
it,
you know?
Nick, come on. You haven't been watching pandemic documentaries?
I have not. Like, yeah, I have not.
That's because you have a job that takes up 8 to 10 hours of your day.
Yeah, still working. Hashtag still working.
Right. But like, okay, so we had the Ebola outbreak. I don't know when, but it happened. But like looking back at that, not too many people traveled from Africa, so it didn't cause that big of like a global pandemic. And then this coronavirus comes up, and now the whole world is shutting down temporarily,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody's lived through this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, like there's not a manual for our world leaders to be like, oh, okay, if this happens, we need to do this. Like they're honestly thinking on their toes, and they're doing the best that they can to, you know,
Right.
protect us, help us, and protect each of their countries, you know?
Yes.
So this is all weird for everybody, and I think we're just stuck in limbo right now until all this blows over. But
Well, it's forcing some of us to, I think, get creative in the right areas of our lives. You know, I think for me, like trying to really reconnect with, you know, my family, you know, reconnect with my wife, you know, on a deeper level, reconnect with my kids on a deeper level, you know, even reconnecting with my friends on a deeper level, like really just doing things out of the ordinary, but doing it with them, right? Like, I'll give you an example. We played Fortnite and I put a post up on Facebook about it, but it was awesome. We had a really good time, and, you know, bummed because Matthew wasn't on, but it was still cool because it was me, James, Giacomo, Chris,
I was
all
calling you
on
out, Matthew.
all on Fortnite. Well, Matthew, yeah, I don't think he even plays video games much, you know, but I know his son does. So I
Because
know
Matthew is a
Matthew's
grown man. That is why.
he is a grown ass man, yes,
And you
but
guys are.
we are not quite there yet. Yeah, no, but it was cool because we got on Fortnite, and I started playing Fortnite more because I wanted to connect with Noah, like do something with him, right?
Yeah.
And so and I actually started really enjoying it. I'm like, man, this is actually a lot of fun. And then once we found out that Chris could play because it's cross platforms, because he plays on a PC, then it was like, oh, cool, we can all play Fortnite. And then Giacomo just so happens to have gotten an Xbox recently, so he downloaded Fortnite, you know, over the weekend. And before you knew it, all of us were playing. Even all the boys were playing too. You know, we weren't all necessarily playing together, but all the boys were playing with each other, and then all the adults, you know, the dads were playing with each other. And it was a lot of fun just hanging out with my friends, even in a virtual space. You know,
Yeah.
Video game land to me is a lot like podcast land, where we're at now with you, our listeners.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but I'm hanging out with these people, you know, real time, and really engaging in like sport, you know, even though I'm not out there running around and like, you know, whatever. It's intense. It's fun. You're rooting for something, someone, your team, you know? So it was cool. It was a really cool experience for us this weekend.
See? You're learning new stuff, learning new ways to, what's the word I'm looking for?
So just, and Emma, Emma and I are working on a song that she wrote. And we're writing it, right? We're putting it to guitar. So that's been a lot of fun. It's been challenging though, too, right? Because again, deeper level usually means a little, you know, doesn't mean easier. You know what I mean? Deeper level usually means you got to, you know, kind of push the boundaries a little bit together and maybe get through some things together. And so it's not all supposed to be unicorns and rainbows, right? But it's cool because I'm getting to be there, like for instance, in Emma's case, you know, I'm getting to be there with her through these things where she's struggling with how to, you know, do something that's really pulling her out of her comfort zone, but I can tell that she really loves deeply and enjoys, right? Like singing, like she wants to sing, she wants to sing this song and she wants to do this. But it's hard and she's learning that, but it's cool because I'm going through that with her. Right. And so I don't know. It's just not saying that I don't do stuff like that when I'm not stuck at home with my wife and kids, because that does sound kind of bad, but I just feel like right now I'm able to do it a little more often,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Because you're
because
given more
I'm used to,
opportunity.
yeah, absolutely. So, and I'm enjoying that. I'm trying to stay focused on those things.
Well, and what I like though is so you're making that effort, right? And you're seeing it from your perspective right now, right? So you're seeing it as like, okay, I'm trying, I'm seeing how Emma's doing with this, and you're pulling her out of her comfort zone. And same thing with Noah, like you're having fun with him on Fortnite with the rest of the neighborhood. But these are memories too that, because I look back at like when we were kids, right? And I have certain memories of dad. These kids, these children. So if you're at home with your family, you're making such a huge impression on your children right now because they're going to remember this when they're older.
Yeah,
Like they're going to
absolutely.
remember when they're older and they're teenagers or whatnot, like this is going to be in the history books for them, talking about like, oh yeah, biology class. They're going to be talking about this pandemic, and when that's brought up, they're going to be talking, like what they're going to be remembering is, oh yeah, I remember during that whole pandemic I was at home, and oh yeah, me and my dad and the rest of the neighborhood, we all played video games, and Emma's gonna, oh yeah, that's when we made a song, or
Right.
Little Audrey's at home, poor 13-year-old girl. Oh, this couldn't come at a worse time for her. She just turned 13, she's a teenager, and now she's stuck at home. Can you
Right.
and she's making the best out of it. She actually she baked me cookies the other day, and they were gonna try and do a drive-by and like drop it off at the doorstep and run away, but they couldn't find the house, so I had to meet them outside. But those were the
Dang.
best cookies. So good.
Hey, I know this is weird because it's just bad timing, but I actually have a little thing for work that just popped up that I have to handle real fast.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna give me 1 second. You got this.
Okay, got it. Okay, guys, welcome. This is True Podcast Land. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit, I guess, because Nick and I were talking earlier, before we actually went into Podcast Land. We were talking about like what are things that we can do to keep ourselves busy with us being at home. Like we said, it all depends. Everybody's on a different spectrum, I'm just speaking from me personally. And my whole situation, like you guys all know, I was laid off right before all of this really happened, and fortunately, I was actually in the midst of accepting a job offer, and that when President Trump made the announcement to the rest of the country that it was best for a 30-day quarantine kind of thing, like stay at home social distancing. So at that point, I was actually, my job offer was put on pause. I wasn't sure if I actually notified anybody about that, but now you guys all know. So like I said, I'm in limbo. I'm waiting for all this to blow over. But in the meantime, I've been trying really hard. Like I was saying, Nick, he's got that 8 to 10 hours a day where he's busy because work consumes those hours, and I don't. So, I mean, I would love to have some of you guys respond in and write via Facebook or Instagram. But what are you guys doing to keep, whether it's your body or your mind active in this time? Give me some ideas because I am losing my mind now. But I mean, some physical activities that I've been doing is, of course, like home workouts. My best friend Jenna, shout out to Jenna. She does home workouts on her Gains page. I'll have to put that in the link when we make this Instagram too, so you guys can follow her because her workouts are really good. They're not insanely strenuous, but they get you going. But it's Gains with G. She does a workout every day, which is really awesome. So she's been keeping me busy with that. I know that I've always enjoyed hiking, so we tried to go into Red Rock, but unfortunately Red Rock is closed. So, but there's other hikes that we've been going on that are surrounding the Red Rock area here in Vegas. But just get out, just even if it's just like a walk for an hour a day. And I've been having myself, instead of waking up at like 10 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to waste my whole day go by because the weather's so nice. So I've been going out and we've been waking up at about 7:30 doing some workouts. I actually just bought a skateboard, a mini cruiser too. That is pretty fun. I have yet to fallen on it yet, so keep you guys all posted on that. I'll post up a little photo and you guys can let me know what you guys think of it too. But just those are some physical things that I've been keeping busy. But if you guys have any other ideas, I'd love to hear them. If you're going out mountain biking, if you're, I don't know, doing gymnastics, whatever it is, we'd love to hear what you guys are doing. So, because you're the reason why we do this. So, but I mean, those are all physical things of keeping us busy. And unfortunately, I can't work out 8 to 10 hours a day. So I've been trying to think of things that are going to keep my mind busy. And, you know, I know a lot of people, like I said, are my niece, little Audrey, IE, she's keeping sane by baking. And I know she's been baking and actually selling her cookies to some people at her mother's work, her job. So she's actually got a side business going on.
Cookies.
They were the best cookies. They were chocolate chip and peanut butter.
Who is this? I'm just kidding. You don't have to repeat it all to me. But I'm back.
He's back. How long have you been back? Well, everybody knows my daily routine.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I'm over here sweating, guys.
No, you did fantastic. I'm sure I could hear you in the headphones. I had to set the headphones down because I had to take a phone call. I had to make a phone call because I missed a phone call.
Feel free to edit it out.
So, yeah, no, shout out to you, Curtis. You know who you are. Yeah,
Did you
I
tell
told
him you
him
were
too.
in
I
the
ended up telling him. I wasn't going to tell him, but I told him. I said, "Look, man, I wasn't going to say anything. So I didn't want to make you feel bad, but I didn't want him to think like, you know, we could chat for 15, 20 minutes. You know, he's a good dude. He and I can sit on the phone and chat. You know, so because he's a really cool guy. So anyway, shout out to you, Curtis. Hopefully, I helped you. I don't feel like I did much, but anyways, we're good. We're back in podcast land. I'm back. I technically didn't really leave. I just took a pause.
Put me on mute. That's all.
Just real quick. Yeah, just real quick. But you guys couldn't even tell, probably, really. So
it's just
you
me
probably
talking.
could tell. Audrey's really not. You're not the long-winded one. I am.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the one that gets a little like you gotta pull the guy that's on stage and here comes the music, you know, and I keep talking and they're bringing the music up louder and fading it in louder and louder and louder.
That's 100%. Like if I put on the doc saying like, Nick, I got a call right now, I know that I can leave for 2 minutes and you continue to keep talking.
Yeah, I think that you did that once and I didn't even know you wrote that message in there because I think you brought it up after. You were like, hey, thanks for covering for me. And I was like, what are you talking about? And that's when I realized I had a problem. Yeah. I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
I did put in there one time where I was like, my internet is like sketchy right now. I don't know. Because you kept like your sound kept cutting out, but you kept talking like through it. And then I would hear the last part and I'm like, okay, now I can talk.
Yes.
But no, I was just talking about like what I was doing to keep busy physically. I asked our listeners, you know, tell us what it is they're doing to keep themselves busy, whether it's mentally or physically. I need more mentally because I'm losing my mind. So any recommendations, guys, I would love it.
Yeah, I think I want to buy an RC drift car. Is it my turn to talk about stuff that I want to do that I can't do? So when I really want to do something, and I can't do it because I can't afford to, I just obsess over it and watch it constantly on YouTube. So
yeah, and then he shares it with me.
I don't know that. Yeah, well, I try to share only the good stuff on the Rookie RC stuff, you know, Insta or Facebook or whatever. I try to, but so much of it is good to me that I'm like, it's hard, you know. So I do want to share all of it, but I want to get an RC drift car. Being home has made me want that more because I could just mess around with it. Like my house doesn't have any carpet, so I could mess around with it everywhere, right? I could get cool little RC videos with the RC car. You know, I'm super nerdy and everybody knows that.
Well, you were on the call when I just mentioned this. Guys, I'm like so excited because I wanted to share this with my brother. But I think, oh no, I already did tell you on the family group chat, but I'm going to tell you again. I bought the mini cruiser, the mini skateboard cruiser. You saw it on the family group chat?
Yes.
I haven't fallen on it either. That thing is so much fun.
And you're loving it, right?
So much fun. Yeah. Like I'm trying to get my boyfriend out like to the park every day. I think he hates me now.
No, I think that's awesome. That's so cool that you enjoy it too, and that it's fun for you. Like that's legit, and I hope you keep carving time out to do that.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Like it just takes me back. Now I'm like, oh, now I want to get a skateboard, and oh, I want to get a longboard.
So are you just skating to the park? Or are you driving to the park and then skating around the park? Like, what are you
No,
doing?
so like we've been working out every morning, and so we do like this insane workout in the beginning, and then afterwards we do like weight training, right? But of course, I don't really like weight training, so I just take the skateboard and keep going up and down the street.
What's insane? Because insane for me is like, Nick, do some push-ups. So when you say insane,
I'm pretty sure it's CrossFit because the girl who's doing it's Juanita. Shout out to Juanita because her and Fabrizio listen to us. Whoop whoop. So she does CrossFit and she's freaking insane. She's a beast. So I mean, it changes every day, but like what it is, it will be like okay, so you run like a half a mile, and then well, no, she didn't have us do a half mile. Okay, so one of it, it's like you run 400 meters. You come back and then you do like 50 squats with weights. You do 50 squats and then it's like you do 25 push-ups and then you do 25 burpees.
Look. Okay, let me stop you right there. Look,
and then
if I'm
back,
if
then you do it again. You do all of it again 5 times.
Audrey, let me stop you right there. If I'm gonna vomit, it's gonna be from drinking too much. It's not gonna be from that. Let me tell you, that sounds like I know exactly where I would be. I'd be the guy over in the corner in the bathroom with the head in the toilet because that's insane.
Well, and then we did one where, oh God, I forget what the reps were, and I didn't even finish all of it, but I texted Jenna because I didn't do one of her workouts, and I said I did 96 burpees, 96 push-ups. I think we did a 1.4 mile run or something, and I texted her.
Was this like what, like in a week?
No, that was one morning, and then after that, you continue to do weight training.
Wow.
So then it's like, okay, we're gonna work on chest, and we all like do chest, and we do arms and or legs. So I could do the first half, right? I could do that first half of like, okay, running and then coming back and doing this and blah blah blah. I could do that because it's just like pure 30 minutes of torture, right? That's all that is.
Oh my gosh.
But then when it comes to the weights, I'm like, I'm done. I want to go skateboard. That's what I want to do. And then at the very end, we do 5-minute abs.
Audrey, I'm so out of shape that I'm sweating just listening to you talk about it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was proud of myself on some of these. There was a few rounds that I couldn't finish, though. So I'm not rough. Like, guys, I'm not a pro. I'm always the last one running in. So
yeah, it's the sugar. I don't know. It's the sugar.
Yeah, well, it tastes amazing. I love the sugar.
It's the sugar. We have the curse, the Stretch family curse with the sugar, but I can relate. I can totally relate, but I'm not doing anything crazy really outside of the norm, in my opinion, to try to pass the time, if you will, other than, like I said, just trying to be more present, I guess,
But it's like, it's nice because I know you're still working and everything, right? So like, you personally, I don't want to say your routine hasn't changed because it has, because the kids are home. But like, your physical routine has not changed, right? Like, you're still working from home, going out for lunch.
I can't say like, I'm not allowed to be like, oh yeah, everything's totally different for me. It's really just the weekends. And because my family's been home all week, it's just a different dynamic on the weekends for me. Like, weekends used to be like, all right, cool, it's Friday night, it's Dad's Friday night. And I'm like, hey guys, it's Friday night. We're going to hang out and have a good time. And they're like, it's Friday?
Yeah. Just like Juan said, he doesn't know what day it is, what time it is.
Exactly. He nailed it. And we planned this whole thing. We planned it. We said that'll be the little Easter egg opener, and we're going to plug it in somewhere in the episode. There it is.
Full circle. There we go. That's how we do.
That's pretty cool.
But it's true. Oh my God. I think every day I'm always like, what day is it? And then someone's like, oh, it's Thursday. And then someone else like, no, it's Tuesday. I'm like, what? And then we had to pull out our phone. And I'm like, guys, it's Wednesday.
Wow.
It's,
Yeah,
I mean, telling you,
that's crazy.
this is Vegas life right now. I only know 2 people working. That's all I know. 2 people.
Yeah. Wow.
So wild. But I mean, that's good because the thing that's changed for you is knowing that your children and your family, they're at home all week with you. And I think that kind of helps you with being more self-aware of like, okay, I need to be more present with them because they are here. It's not like they went to school and you're still at home. Like, you know, they're there.
Right.
So that's what's really helping you out and pushing you.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I'm enjoying it for the most part, you know, trying to make the most of it. And I know that there's so many people that are just in really, really tough situations right now. So even talking about it makes me feel bad. Sorry, I'm looking at my work computer. I'm trying to follow up on.
Are you working? Guys, Nick is working during Podcastland. Can you believe this? I'm jealous.
You see?
I'm so
And
jealous. Give me a job.
Right.
Let me work.
And you're
At
like,
this point,
stop.
I'll do it for half the price.
Oh yeah, it looks good to me. I don't know if they figured it out.
I want to give Andy a shout out because on our Facebook,
I actually have it. I have it pulled up. I'll let you go though. I'll let you go. You think you don't think I got it? I do.
FaceTime me, show it to me. So Nick actually went on to Facebook and he posted, he said, you know, we just wanted to know, what are you doing while at home to keep your perspective in check? And I thought that was a really good one. And our cousin Andy, Miss Andy Caskey, she commented and she said, keeping a positive mindset and reminding myself that everyone is going through something. So just breathe. It'll get better. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah.
She
beautifully said too.
Yeah, because you can only control the controllables, right?
She gets corrective perspective points for that. I don't know how many points. She gets like 100 points. You get 100 points, Andy, for that one.
100 points. Keep track because we don't.
Thank you for that. You get 100 points. Appreciate it.
But I mean, I think Andy's got some really great perspectives on life and, you know, every situation and stuff. And it helps me because I keep hearing everybody, you know, it's so sad because I wish I can help somebody from the stress or the anxiety that this is causing them, you know?
We all want to do more. I think that's normal. I think everybody wants to do more. I think everybody's going to feel in a time like this, I think that most of us are probably going to feel inadequate.
Yeah.
And I think that that's normal to an extent. I think we just have to be careful with that and consider, really consider the times that we're in and really consider the circumstances for what they are. And just understand that we don't know everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to be reminded of that. It's okay to go like, I don't know everything. And right. And that's okay. You're not supposed to have everything figured out every second of every minute of every day.
Yeah.
It's just we've gotten used to our routines and so things, we've been shaken a little bit, right? But we're not down and out. So unless you're playing with me on Fortnite, there's a good chance if I'm down, I'm probably
share your Fortnite with the listeners.
What is that? Oh, my Fortnite.
Yeah, is it like a Fortnite email thing or something? I don't know what it is. I don't play Fortnite, obviously.
Yeah, no, we don't play with emails. They're called gamer tags.
Oh, sorry. Gamer tags.
Yeah, so people will be like, hey, what's your gamer tag?
Well, what's your gamer tag?
Mine is Mr. Strizzy. Yeah, that's the name.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so if you ever want to go play any first person shooter game with somebody that's terrible but really enjoys it, I'm your guy.
Oh, I should show the video of you and Nick Johnson playing. You guys were
When was
playing
that?
when I flew to Texas. I think it was last year for my birthday.
Oh, I didn't know you had video of us playing. We need to
Yeah,
get him on this podcast too.
oh, yeah, we need to get him on. No, yeah, you guys were both playing, and you guys both were just so bad at it. So bad. I think Nick Johnson
Oh
shot
yeah,
you,
we were
and he didn't,
terrible at
and
Fortnite.
like he didn't know that he shot you or something. But I got video of it, and I was like laughing.
We were terrible at Fortnite, like unbelievably terrible. And I remember because Nick and I kind of started trying to play it at the same time a while back, and I was like, I'm done. I cannot play Fortnite, and it was just too hard. I gave up. Right, I was like, I'm done. I'm not playing Fortnite. It's totally not worth the investment of all that time it takes to get good, to get through that learning curve. Nick was the guy that like hit me up one morning, like I was jumping on. I'm like, hey, I'm getting on, like, and he got up early with me, and we jumped on. And he was like, look, I'm going to take you to my little training. He built like a little map that was like, he built for like training himself to teach himself how to play. And he's like teaching me all the stuff. No, he literally taught me so much. Right. And it was right after that I stopped playing. And so when I started playing now, I'm trying to remember all the stuff that Nick taught me, like how to build and all the stuff. It's crazy because it's like a rhythm. These kids like pick up a rhythm with how to press the buttons and do things super quick, so that they're literally like, it's almost like they're flying, but they're building stuff underneath them, but they're doing it so quickly. I don't know. I don't want to go into too much detail, but it's just crazy, and it's a lot of fun. And I owe, Nick a big thanks for that, for taking the time to walk me through that a while back, because now I'm really benefiting from it. Like, even though I still am really sucky, I think my team appreciates the fact that at least I know how to walk around without dying for more than, a
So the
couple
gun
minutes.
just up in the air and spinning around. That's me.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was I was pretty bad. And I'm not saying I'm good, but I'm saying I was a lot worse.
I think what was so funny though to me, it wasn't that you guys were so bad. That's not like 100% it. Okay, to the listeners, you have to understand. I looked up. Well, I still do. I still look up to you, Nick. But as a child,
Preach.
Nick was like so cool. I wanted to be just like my brother, to the point where I wore his clothes, guys. Remember?
I remember that.
Also because we didn't have a lot of money, but
Yeah,
mainly
but
because
mom knew how to convince you that it was going to be legit cool for you to
yeah,
wear the
like
hand me down.
didn't. I just thought it was so cool, and I loved hanging out with you and Nick Johnson, and oh god, I don't even know who else was on the street, but I
Well, it
loved
was always
Garrett.
Nick.
Yeah, you were always a Nick, so I loved hanging out with you guys. Because sorry, Alyssa, but I loved hanging out with Nick. Because you guys always like whenever you like skateboarding, whenever you did skateboarding, like you encouraged me, like Audrey, you can do it, come on, and I was just like, oh, okay, they actually care if I could do a trick or not. So I enjoyed that. So I used to
Yeah.
watch you guys play video games, and like I would look at you guys like in awe, like you guys were just like video game gods or something, right? When we were playing Nintendo,
Yeah.
and then
Nintendo 64.
well, you played Nintendo 64 in your room. I didn't really watch you then. But when
Oh,
we had the Nintendo out in the living room.
okay. Nintendo and Super Nintendo.
Mhm. So watching you play video games, and when I was a kid, like I didn't even want to play because I was just so mesmerized by watching you guys play. And then as an adult, I'm seeing you guys play, and I'm like, oh my god, why did I ever like why did I ever think you guys were video gods?
Yeah.
Like,
Terrible.
that's what made me laugh.
Yeah. See, that's crazy. Yeah.
I was like, midlife crisis is gonna hit any day now.
It's crazy. You were sold out on me, and then you eventually got to know me, and you're like, wow, he's just a normal human being.
Exactly, like a new perspective, right?
Yep. The magic fades. Magic
So
fades.
it was funny. That's what made me laugh hard that day. I think you can hear me laughing on the video, and I hate my laugh, so I was like, dang it, my laugh ruined the video, and that's probably why I didn't post it.
Why do you hate your laugh?
I don't know. I just hate
Why
it.
do you hate
I laugh. What I think it is
the way you express when you're feeling most joyous and happy? Why would you hate that?
because I laugh at everything.
But that's a beautiful thing. I think you need to freaking
I just don't got a good
I don't know.
bluff. That's what it is. I don't got a good bluff face.
I just don't want you trying to hide it. I think the world needs more laughter, like real good, hearty, like from the freaking gut laughter. We need more of that.
Oh
Don't
my
you think?
gosh. I haven't laughed
Like
so
that
hard.
is the biggest stress reliever.
True.
That's
But
why
that's
I
also
love comedians.
probably like I'm not really ever stressed out that much.
Which is good. And that's
But
what I'm
also
saying.
because
Share
I don't
that,
have a
share
job.
that laughter. Share that laughter.
Share it. Ha 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 ha. That's my love.
All right.
So, folks, stay tuned because we're going to be making an Instagram account after this podcast. I'll post it up on Facebook. I have some things I need to figure out about Facebook first. And then we are going to create one.
Do it now.
Yeah.
We're going to create it right now. And we're going to ask for some help from our listeners. We're going to ask if you guys see anything that you like or hear an episode that you like, share it. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. There's so many people right now that have gone through their entire library of whatever that are just willing to listen to something different, or maybe they're looking for something that's just way out of left field in terms of just genre. I think it's great, like that. I look for all kinds of new, different things, different perspective every day because I enjoy consuming it and seeing it and learning about it. And I just think if you hear something you like, don't be ashamed to share it. And even if your friend's like, man, that's a crappy podcast, right? You can be like, cool, that's freaking dope that you took the time to listen to enough of it to determine that. Thanks. Right. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah. To at least have an opinion about it.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. So share away and we're going to keep doing this thing.
Send us in your quarantine photos. We'll put it up on our story.
How do they send it? Do you DM pictures on Instagram to somebody?
Yeah, you can send photos. Yeah.
So DM everything to the Audrey's going to make the Stretch It Out podcast Instagram or the Stretch It Out Instagram. What are we going to call it?
We're going to call it the Stretch It Out podcast Instagram. Like
Isn't
that's the name.
Too long?
Well, no, the name is the Stretch It Out podcast.
Okay, or we could just call it the Stretch It Out Instagram. No, is that bad?
No, we got to keep it consistent with
I just feel like the Stretch It Out podcast is loud enough, or long enough, not loud enough, is long enough. But
we chose it.
We did. I like it. So just
because then if we do Stretch It Out, we're gonna start getting ads for like working out and stuff. Like we know the routine, Nick. We know our last name. We know.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's good to keep it consistent, right?
Yeah.
So I think you're on the right track. I was just testing how much you believed in it. I wanted to know that your heart was in it. That's all.
Yeah, it's not like you go to Stretch It Out Facebook page or Stretch It Out Twitter page. It's Stretch It Out podcast.
Yeah, Stretch It Out podcast. So I'm excited about it. I'm pumped to finally start trying to up our social media. And I think the real reason I want to get more of the social media going is because I want to be able to help more people. There's so many things that, we're just conduit to other people. And there's so many things that we want to share and we want to bring to light. There's stories that we want to share and bring to light. And we'd love to do it on a big stage. We're blessed to do it on any stage, right? But I'm just saying we would love to be able to share it with more people and, kind of grow more legs, if you will. But
what I love, like I'm excited about branching out for social media is that social media is our listeners' true voice to us, right?
Right.
Because I want to be able to hear if you guys are going through something. Maybe you guys are probably going through something that's different than what me or Nick are going through during this pandemic, and we want to hear about it.
Maybe there's things we can do to help. You know what I mean? Like I'm a believer. I can pray for you. And there's other things we can do. Maybe there's things we can do to step in and actually help some folks. But we want to hear from you, and I really do think social media is a great place for us to try to get some of that, and then.
It helps us kind of keep track of a lot of things too, of like what's coming into us as well.
Right. And we want to, and I'm super excited about other stuff we've been talking about, like maybe trying to get a YouTube channel going and getting more, putting more than just an hour's worth of content out every week. Maybe we can put out 5 or 6 hours worth of content through different mediums. Maybe it's a couple hours and we can chop it all up and put some of it out on Insta, TikTok, whatever. Right. But just really just try to, and here's my perspective on the whole thing is every day, multiple times a day, multiple times an hour, our perspective is challenged.
Yeah.
And it's constant. Right. And I really feel like it's just one of those things where you just have to constantly be working on all the time. There's no checking the box with that. Right. You just have to do it every day. It's part of, and I really do think it's part of not just living life. I think it's part of living your best life is being able to do that. And so I would love to be able to put out more content, to put out more of those. Maybe it's not, the right hook you were looking for, so to speak, but maybe it's something that, is going to help you out. It's a couple jabs or whatever that are going to help you kind of tackle whatever it is you're facing. But sometimes it's that big, hey, that big moment that you were looking for, and you have that epiphanal moment from someone else's perspective, someone else's point of view, but maybe it's just happening at the right time, at the right place. And you're just going through a lot of difficult things in that moment. And I mean, the power behind just being kind and providing encouragement to people, and really, which is what we're trying to do, right? Just like everybody else, right? We're trying to do the same thing. I think doing that and being able to share that and spread that with people is really kind of what we're trying to do. And it's not about really anything else but that. Like it's pure, right? Like it's genuine. Mm-hmm. Hey, what's the dog's name? Is it a boy or a girl?
So we got Rio in the house.
Rio. Well, is it a boy or a girl? Boy?
He's a boy. He's an English bulldog.
Rio wants to be on the podcast. He wants to be in Podcastland.
Yeah.
What's up, Rio?
So we're up here and he was laying on my legs like the majority of the podcast, but there's another dog in the house that barks at everything, and when he hears her bark, he thinks he has to go protect the house. So now he's trying to protect us.
Nice. Good dog. That's a good dog. Yeah. Well, look, let's wrap this thing up then. Anything you want to add?
No, you summed it up perfect for me. I love it. Everybody say hi to Rio.
What's up, Rio?
I'll post a photo of him if it's okay with his dad.
Yeah, because we're gonna have an Instagram page now, and Audrey's gonna start running the Facebook, and
I'm gonna try the Facebook.
Maybe we can get some help with running some of our social media in the future. But no, super fun. Always enjoy hanging out with everybody in Podcastland. Thank you so much to all of our listeners. Thank you for checking us out, and sending everybody love and wellness and health to you and your families.
Everybody stay safe out there.
Stay safe out there. We'll catch y'all next time.
Bye.
Peace.